three linear factors of x cubed minus x squared minus 14x plus 24. To find factors, we first have to find roots, okay? So 24, what we do is we break 24 up into its factors, okay? So I've got to try 1, that's 1 and minus 1, 2 and minus 2, 3 and minus 3, they both go in. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so guys, you're getting the factors. So that's 3 minus 3, 4 minus 4, 6 minus 6, 8 and minus 8. Now, I'm going to stop there. Now, what I'm going to decide to do is the 3 factors, or the 3 roots, have to multiply to give you 24. So some arrangement of them, okay? So, does that... Alright guys, so what's going to happen is we're going to enter this into the calculator and we're going to use the mode function. So it's going to be mode table, okay, and when we press the table button, what we need to do next is we need to enter in that form. So it's going to be x cubed, okay, x cubed minus x squared, okay, alpha x squared plus minus 14x and plus 24. Now, a good range would be, we want to include most of the factors, so like minus 8 to plus 8 would be great. If it will do it. Sometimes it says the memory's too big. If the memory's too big, just do a smaller range. Okay, n is 8. Now remember, if it's a root, the answer should be 0. So we can just scroll our way down until we get an answer of 0.
Minus 4.
Minus 4 is the first one. And the one after that would be
24. And 2. Wait, 2 and
2, 0. And 3, 0. Okay, so I can choose any of these I want. So the one I'm going to choose, x equals minus 4. Okay, x equals minus 4. This means bring minus 4 over the other side. This means x plus 4 is a factor. Now, this one here is a root. X equals 4 is the root, and x plus 4 is the factor. Okay, so we're going to divide in x plus 4 into all the other ones, okay? We're going to do x cubed minus x squared minus 14x plus 24. The advantage of this method is you already know how to do long division. You need to know it anyway. So you might as well use a method you already know. X squared goes in, you're going to get x cubed plus 4x squared. Now we're going to take them away from each other. Minus and minus. We're going to get minus 5x squared. And then minus 14x when we bring that down. Once again divided in, we're going to get minus 5 this time, minus 5x that is, and then when we multiply minus 5x in, we're going to get minus 5x squared minus 20x. However, when we take this away, it's going to turn into a plus, so it's going to be plus 20 plus 5x squared, and we're going to get 6x plus 24. At this stage, you know you're correct because it's going to divide in equally. So now we're going to do multiply plus 4. Okay, 4 into that goes, 6. 6 times. 6 into that goes 6x plus 24. You're going to take them away. And what we're going to get here is 0. Okay, so 0 is our answer. Now, what happens now is our big polynomial here, this here is now going to be rewritten. It's going to be rewritten like this. It's going to be rewritten as x plus 4. I'll do it in green. X plus 4 and x squared minus 5x plus 6. Now, the first question was it wanted me to find the factors. I have to factorize this one here. This is one factor. This part here contains 2 factors. So I had to factorize x squared minus 5x plus 6. Factorize that, I'm going to get x minus 3, x minus 2. So the factors are x plus 4 x minus 3, and x minus 2. The roots are x equals 2, x equals 3. And that's exactly what we predicted at the start of the question, that it would be x equals 2, x equals 3, because it produces the 0 value for f of x. Do you have a question, Roy? Yeah. Just 1 second, Adam. To get full marks, okay, for this question is, once we find out x minus 4 is actually a root, to get full marks, what you're actually going to have to do is you're actually going to have to say f of minus 4. You're going to put in minus 4 for any time you see the x value. And this is what I did on Friday. And basically, what you're doing is you're just saying, look, I worked it out, even though you already know the answer is correct in the calculator. So, Rory, you would put that down, but you'd use the calculator to know you're right. Okay, yes, Adam?
Could you...
So guys, what we do next is we solve this equation. Now what we said earlier was that x plus 4 is a factor. So that means I'm changing this full question. This is part 2 now. I'm changing part 2 into x plus 4. And then the other two factors were x minus 3, x minus 2. So I'm basically changing it into this question here. Now, what I have is 3 sets of brackets. And 3 sets of brackets means there's 3 numbers being multiplied by each other. When you multiply 3 numbers by each other and the answer is 0, it means that one of those numbers is 0. So if the first number is 0, this means that x equals minus 4. If the second number equals 0, it means that x would be 3. And if the third number is 0, it means x equals 2. Because x is a variable, as in it changes its value according to what you put in. That's why we have 3 different values, okay? Now remember what roots means. This means where it's going to cross the axis. Crosses at 2, 3, and minus 4. Okay? Now if somebody would call me out that equation, please. Y equals?
X cubed.
X cubed, yeah.
Minus x squared. Minus 14x.
Minus x squared, minus 14x, yeah.
24.
Minus 24. Plus 24, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, plus 24. Now, what we're going to have here, okay. Now, obviously, you haven't got one of these at your disposal in your exam, okay. But what you'll notice is it's a lot, like it's too big to fit in to it's too big to fit into my a space of 1. Now you go, how do I draw that? Like, how on God's green earth do I actually go about drawing that? Well, you already have all the points you need. So all you guys got to do is do the business end of it. The business end occurs around minus 4. So put minus 4, 0 in. Draw the next couple of points. Minus 330. So that's minus 4, 0 where my hand is at the moment. Minus 330 hits here. Minus 240 is here. Minus 136 is here. 024 is where it cuts the y-axis. 110 here. 02 or 20 is here. 30 here. And then finally 416. Also, you guys got to do is draw a rough graph. Just roughly know how high to go up. Do maybe 3 or 4 points and just do up and down. You know the shape of it because of all the points on the graph. Okay? So you don't have to draw them all. You just have to draw the key points. The key points would be the maximum turning point, the minimum turning point, yeah, and where it crosses the x-axis. That's how you know how to draw it. Okay? Rory, you have a question?
I thought you mentioned it, but is it okay if you're...
So when you draw this graph, okay, it will look something like this here, and obviously the shape of the graph purely depends on your ratio. So if I did a 1:2 ratio, we can see it looks something like this. So it depends on the ratio of your axes, okay? Now, okay guys, the product of 3 consecutive even numbers. Now even numbers, by letting the first number be x, imagine the first number was 2, the next number would be 4, and the one after that would be 6. Consecutive means the ones that come after each other. Therefore, it's going to be x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. Okay? When I multiply them all together, it says the product means multiply them all by each other. and you should get 192. Multiplying the x, and we get x squared plus 2x. Then we're going to multiply that by the x plus 4. And when we multiply that by the x plus 4, we should get x cubed plus 4x squared plus 2x squared plus 8. And there is my graph right there, okay? AX, sorry. Yes, actually there is no number that hasn't got an x in it, okay? Just going to, oh, wait. X cubed, 1 second, x cubed, 4x squared, 2x squared, and 8x. And then I got to add it together, don't I? To get x cubed plus 6x squared plus 8x. Is that what people got?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Connor.
Equals 92.
Okay. Now, is equals 192. Bring the 192 over to your side, and we're going to get x cubed plus 6x squared plus 8x minus 192 equals 0. Now this is our equation. This is the way we set it up. Whatever the value of x is, it must turn 192 equal to 0. Now, 192 is a big number, okay? It's quite the big number. So, what we're going to do with 192 is we're going to start off small, okay? 2 is a factor, okay? Does 4 is 4 a factor? Yeah. Does 4 divide into 192? Yeah. It does. Does 6 divide into 192? Yeah. It does. Does 8 divide into 192? It does. Now let's start off with 2, 4, 6 and 8. And let's hope we get lucky. Okay? Because we could do bigger ones. We could go all the way up to like what would be half of 192. We could go all the way up to 96. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gamble right away with the numbers we got. Now remember, it also includes the plus and minus. Remember that, because it can be negative as well. So once again, I'm going to set this in my calculator. I'm going to go from plus 8 to minus 8. If I don't get any zeros, I'm going to go higher, a different range, okay? So let's see if it works. Okay, somebody just call that out, x cubed, yeah?
Plus 6x squared.
X cubed plus 6x squared. X squared, yeah.
8x plus 8x.
Plus 8x. And minus 192. Now, going from plus 8 to minus 8, like last time. And let's hope we get a 0 in here. It's just taking a bit of time to compute that. Now, the moment's not looking likely. It's going down, it's going down, it's going down. Now, it's still going on its way down. Now, 4, we got 4. We only need 1. Okay, let's check the other ones. Now this, if we were to draw this, it'll be an absolute nightmare. Because look at one of the points. It's 6. 6 on the x-axis, 288 on the y-axis. That's a pretty big sketch if you ask me. Okay, so what we're going to do here is x equals 4. This means that x minus 4 is a factor. Okay, and just reread the question. It goes, find the 3 numbers and verify your answer. Derive Q, hence find the 3 numbers and verify your answer. Okay, so we're going to try and find these 3 numbers. Okay, now what happens is x equals 4 is one answer. So we're going to divide x minus 4 into x cubed plus 6x squared, x squared plus 8x minus 192. Simon, you have a question?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is going to divide it in, and we're going to get x squared. So it's going to be x cubed minus 4x squared. And then we're going to take them away, so it's minus and a plus. We're going to get 10x squared. And then bring down the 8x. And when we do this, we're going to get a plus 10x. And then 10 gets multiplied by its 10x squared minus 40x. Now we're going to change the signs again. That's going to be a minus, that's going to be a plus. It's going to be 48x minus 192. Now finally, what's going to happen here is that it's going to be plus 48. It's going to be plus 48. And it's going to go in 48x minus 192. Once again, change them around. plus, and that gets you to 0 at the end. So what we've done is basically we've changed this full equation. What we had here is now, it looks like this. It's now x minus 4 brackets x squared plus 10x plus 48 equals 0. Now, if we multiply these out, we get the equation we started off with. What we need to do next is I need to factorize them. Factorize the second one, I'm going to get x plus 6, x plus 8. Now, I'll be with you now. Okay. When I factorize this quadratic, I get x plus 6. Oh, sorry, not x plus 6, x plus 8. You're right. I'm going to get 48.
It's not.
Oh, it's minus.
No, it's not.
There should be a mistake.
As it turns out, we haven't made a mistake with the x squared plus. We haven't made a mistake with x squared plus 10x plus 48. But as it turns out, there is no factors for this one. There's no integer factors. Okay. If I was to do 48, it's going to be 1 and 48, 2 and 12. 2 and 24, 4 and 12, 6 and 8. None of them add up to 10. This means that I'd have to do the minus b formula. Minus b formula means my answer is not an integer. So what I'm basically going to have is x equals 4 as an answer. Whatever the answer is for the minus b formula, we don't need to get it because we know it's not going to be a integer. That is using the language of the question to say the product of 3 consecutive even numbers. Even numbers have to be whole numbers. They have to be integers. Therefore, because I know this is a minus b formula, I don't have to pursue that answer because I'm only ever going to get decimals out of that. Okay, and surds, which don't count. This means my answer is x equals 4. Then I have to add on 2 for the next one. The next answer would be 6, and the one after it is 8. However, you do have to check that this doesn't produce another answer. If it produced another answer, let's say, for argument's sake, it produced the answer minus 2. Okay? Then I'd have to say minus 2, 0, and 2 is an answer. But that didn't happen. It was a minus b formula, therefore it didn't count. In the following way, what it says is construct a cubic equation with the given roots. I'm going to do number 11. This tells me that the roots are minus a half. The second root is 2 over 3, and the third root is 2 over 5. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go backwards, okay? So we're going to bring the 2 up, we're going to get 2x equals minus 1. We're going to bring the minus 1 over the other side. We're going to get 2x minus 1 equals 0. That's your first factor.
2x plus 1.
2x plus 1, excuse me, is your first factor. Second one is cross multiply. 3x equals 2. Bring 2 over the other side. 3x minus 2 equals 0. That's your second factor. And finally, your third factor is going to be 5x equals 2. 5x minus 2 equals 0. That's your third factor. Now, what I'm going to do is, this polynomial is equal to all 3 factors multiplied by each other. That's what we did in the last one, okay? Except this time we're going in reverse. So we're given the answer and we're going to work our way back to the question, okay? So all I got to do now is just a bit of multiplying out. So I'm going to do 2x by 3x will get me 6x squared. 2x by minus 2 is minus 4x. 1 by 3 is plus 3x. 1 by minus 2 is minus 2. I'm just going to write that out a bit shorter. Minus 1x minus 2. I still have to multiply by the 5. Still to multiply by the 5x minus 2. Okay, multiply that in now. You're going to get 30x cubed minus 12x squared minus 5x squared plus 2x, and then so minus 5x squared plus 2x, and finally I'm going to multiply by the third part, which is going to be minus 2 times 5x is minus 10x, and minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4. Now, what I can do here is I can I can just have to tidy it up, so it's going to be 30x cubed. So f of x equals 30x cubed minus 17x squared minus 8x plus 4. Okay, and that's the answer, the way to do it. These ones are just questions 12 to 15, okay? Express each of the following functions 12 to 15 in the form of a cubic, okay? So what we're going to do here is, what you need to do is, I'm going to do question 14. You need to find out where it crosses the x-axis. So for example, this one crosses at x equals 2, and this one crosses at minus 2, and this one crosses at x equals 3. Now, unlike the other ones, where this one's going to be x equals minus 4, x equals 1, x equals minus 2. It's exactly the same as questions, questions 6 to 11. You're actually just getting the roots from the graph. Now the problem with number 14 is, it's what we call a repeat. It has two equal roots. It has equal roots because it only touches once. That means you're going to use x equals minus 2 twice. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding the formula that is x equals minus 2, x equals minus 2, x equals 3. We're going to transfer across, so we're going to get x plus 2 equals 0. That's a factor. The other one is also x plus 2 equals 0. And the third one is x minus 3 equals 0. Now that happens, you're then going to multiply them all by each other. And what you're going to get is the first two, when multiplied by each other, are going to be x squared plus 4x plus 4. That's going to be multiplied by x minus 3. And what we should get here is x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x squared minus 12x plus 4x minus 12 equals 0. And then the formula therefore is going to be x cubed minus 1x squared minus 8x minus 12. That's your formula for f of x. It's exactly the same as number 6 to 11. The question asked was, how do you know which one to use twice? In the first question, question 12, there's three distinctive roots. X equals minus 4, x equals minus 2, x equals 1. Cubic equations are meant to have three roots all the time. Now in the second question, we only had x equals minus 2, x equals 3. How do we know whether to use the 3 twice or the minus 2 twice? We know to use the minus 2 twice because usually it goes up, it goes above the x-axis and then comes back down. But you can see that the turning point touches the x-axis and goes back down. This means that it's always the turning point is the one we use. So in this question, we use x equals minus 2 twice. For question 15, we'd use x equals 1 twice. So that'd be x equals 1, x equals 1, and x equals minus 4 for question 15. Okay? Alright guys.